A Day of Small Things. By Pastor Paul M. Sadler. When Zerubbabel laid the foundation of the Second Temple after the Babylonian captivity, many of his countrymen viewed the effort with contempt, believing it would never amount to anything. The prophet Zechariah responded to these critics in the following manner, "For who hath despised the day of small things?" Zech. 4. 8-10. Zechariah reminded the people that even though the work seemed, in their eyes, to be insignificant, they were not to despise it because the hand of the Lord was with Zerubbabel. When Gideon amassed a large army to do battle with the Midianites, who were said to be like grasshoppers upon the land, the Lord whittled the number of Gideon's forces down to a mere 300. Throughout the scriptures there is a recurring theme that God is far more interested in quality than he is in quantity. The smaller the number, the greater the glory and honor and adoration he receives, which is clearly demonstrated in the story of Gideon's 300. As we move down the corridor of time, although it may appear that the grace movement is small and insignificant in the eyes of our denominational critics, they should take great care not to despise the day of small things. It is true that we are small by comparison to the mega churches of our day that often consider us second-class citizens of heaven. However, just the opposite is true if we apply the above principle from time past. For those who never took the grace message seriously, at the judgment seat of Christ, the Lord may well acknowledge all those who willingly stood for Paul's apostleship and message to the praise of his glory. So we must never become disheartened that we are small in number, for God has honored us with an understanding of the word, rightly divided. But this does not mean that we should think too highly of ourselves, seeing that we have a God-given responsibility to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery. And it is essential that we carry out this charge by speaking the truth in love. EPH. 4:15. While we rejoice that Christ is preached in denominational circles, for the most part, they have turned aside from the truth of the grace message. With this in mind, may I call upon you to unite together with us in prayer that there might be one last great awakening of our denominational brethren to Paul's gospel before we are called into glory. Remember, God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us.